A Wisconsin mother of two who vanished in 1962 has been found alive and well, clearing up a mystery that has haunted the city of Reedsburg for 6 decades. For years, investigators followed leads in the search for Audrey Backeberg, who was just 20 years old when she disappeared from her home, until the case eventually went cold. But now, years later, and in a stunning twist of fate, a detective was able to use her sister's Ancestry.com account to track her down in another state. There, she revealed that she had no regrets about leaving her family, claiming that she had fled from her home for her own safety from her allegedly abusive husband. Hers isn't the only case that was solved long after most people have given up. Here's a look at some of the most notorious cold cases that finally heated up.
He made me tie up my husband.
He ordered her to put dishes on my back.
And say, if I hear these dishes fall down, I'm gonna kill your family.
The Golden State Killer terrorized California residents in the 1970s and 80s by violently beating, raping, and murdering victims across 11 counties. While he was able to hide from authorities for 4 decades, former cop Joseph D'Angelo couldn't escape the advancement in science, which eventually led to his arrest in 2018, when investigators used old crime scene DNA and once again a genealogy database to find one of D'Angelo's relatives, eventually leading police to the serial killer. Natalie Holloway was last seen on a high school class trip in Aruba, leaving a local bar with Jeroen Vandersloot in 2005. While always a suspect, the Dutch citizen finally confessed to the brutal murder in 2023 as part of a plea deal in another case, admitting that he bludgeoned her to death with a cinder block after she rejected his sexual advances on the beach, after which he went home to watch porn. The closure in the case gave Natalie's grief-stricken mom the chance to have the last word during her emotional victim impact statement. Jeroen, while you're living your life in prison until you're an old man, I'll live the rest of my life with wonderful memories of a beautiful young lady who had her whole life in front of her, she said. Natalie will always be a teen in my heart.
I was shaking. I was shaking because immediately I knew who it was that had committed the murders.
April Blasio harbored suspicions about her father, but it wasn't until she read an article about the 1980 Sweetheart murders that she realized he was a killer. Her father had worked where the Wisconsin couple went missing, and then moved her family only days after the murder, which is how she put 2 and 2 together. Edward Wayne Edwards went to jail thanks to her tip to police, where he confessed to 3 more murders and died in 2011. Using DNA, suspected Long Island serial killer Rex Hauerman was tied to the slayings of the women known as the Gilgo Four, former escorts whose remains were found along Gilgo Beach in 2010, and whose killings remained unsolved for 13 years. He was initially charged in the deaths of 3 of the victims discovered over the years, including Melissa Bartholomew, Amber Lynn Costello, and Megan Waterman. Then, while behind bars, he was charged in the deaths of 4 other women: Valerie Mack in 2000, Jessica Taylor in 2003, Maureen Brainard Barnes in 2007, and Sandra Castillo in 1993. Hauerman, a married father of 2 from Massapequa Park and an architect with offices in Midtown Manhattan, pleaded not guilty to the charges while he awaits trial. These cases should remind criminals that it's never too late for justice to be served.